listing those repairs. There are none that involve security issues, are there?
No, sir. We are very careful as to not mentioning those things that would affect security.
Okay, thank you.
Many of the items are basic repairs.
Okay, continue, please.
Okay. With the exception of doors and repair doors in the pods. Also, there will be fiberglass grating. The third item is repair of the pump and water tank, and that is an item that is required by the health department. Replace floor in dishwasher room and kitchen. Replace dishwasher. Repair roof. Address coils for the AC units. Condensate tank for steam boiler. Replace valves in showers. Floor tile and paint to be done. Replace metal ceiling tiles and pods. Install razor wire. Install cameras. Repair cameras. And repair Sally port door, which is happening immediately, and also dealing with issues surrounding the property.
All right, any additional questions?
Yes.
Mr. Stokes?
Ms. Davis, the overall goal is try to make sure we can get this facility as close to operational as possible, keeping in mind we still live in a new facility. Could you expound on that, please?
Yes, of course, our first and foremost priority is to address all the maintenance concerns that have been presented to us by the sheriff and other items that the maintenance department is required to take care of. For instance, I mentioned about the health department requiring some repairs to our water tower. We have met with the sheriff many times, and we have constantly gone through our progress with the maintenance issues. We are continuing to do that. We are up to even last week addressing some additional items that the sheriff, of course, has felt that is needed to address some of the issues in the facility. And so that has been included to your list. And we also are looking to research, Supervisor Stokes, the building of a new jail, and also bringing this facility into better operation status as well.
Now, even though we put this kind of money in the facility, that does not necessarily mean that we still may not have problems down the road. Could we get that on the record? We don't want the media or anyone else to start thinking that because we put $1 million+ in this facility, that escape's going to stop, vandalism's going to stop. You know, even though you put $1 million or something, it might really need $8 or $9 million just to bring it up to snuff. From what some of the staff was showing, it should have been built different. It should have been concrete placed on concrete where they got regular mortar. And they showed something they made dig through the bricks. So, you know, I don't want people to leave out here saying when they put $1 million in and all the problems are going to stop. And then once you put that kind of money in and you still have a problem, then they start saying, well, whose fault is it? It's no one's fault. We just need a new facility. Finally, have we had a conversation with the city yet to see if we get them to start chipping in?
I'll take your first question as it relates to the facility. As we have always stated, and as everyone is aware of, that this facility was not built to the proper standards in the first place. And so because of that, maintenance has always been a concern. We're always trying to accommodate for those shortcomings at the initial building of the building. So that has always been a challenge with the maintenance department. In addition, the facility, as you know, this is just the business of a detention center. It's a 24-hour operation that is intensely used around the clock. So repairs are constant and will always be constant. And from day one, Hinds County Maintenance Department has been addressing those issues within the resources that are available. We are also working very closely with the sheriff to also address his expertise as to how he would like the operation to run, and that includes working with the maintenance department to facilitate those requests. And so we're working very closely with that. So it is an ongoing situation. It will always be ongoing, and I won't even address the operation. I believe that's a question for the sheriff. But as it relates to maintenance, it will be ongoing and continually be. You know, as you hear issues with sometimes the inmates doing certain things to the facilities, and that's just the nature of the business. You know, people don't, the inmates may not handle the facilities like we will handle our homes, you know, treated with proper care. So with that, it does take a greater effort to maintain the facility.
Thanks.
To answer your second question, related to the city, we are doing some research as it relates to how the city can be involved and what we need to address them, approach them with as relates to the dollar amount and how this relates to their operation as well.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. All right. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to approve the use of 2007A bond funds in the amount of $1,341,322 for the purpose of building maintenance for the Raymond Detention Center.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sheriff Lewis and the other individuals with the Sheriff's Department, the Sheriff's deputies and everything. We appreciate you coming back. We will now go back to our printed agenda. Under my name, I have a couple of issues.
Someone want to be called to the
Supervisor, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry, rush to that item? There is a second related item to that,
Okay.
which is under,
Hi, Ms. Johnson. We're back in the board meeting, and we'll be at Mr. Graham's items in just one moment.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
under D2, we also request related to the bond funds used for repair items for the detention center. We also request approval to advertise in the Jackson Advocate for bids for the purpose of maintaining the Raymond Detention Center.
So moved.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Okay. We'll now continue with the printed agenda. Under my name, I have an appointment with the pastor, Reverend Ronald Moore, the Hinds County Human Resource Agency for District 1. The individual that served in that particular position was Reverend Danny Hollins for the past 4 years. You can only serve one full term, so I've been asked to replace Reverend Hollins, and my motion is to replace him with Reverend Ronald Moore.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
A question for Mr. President.
Question.
Mr. President, I asked Mr. Newman from the Human Resource Agency to come. Could you come up for a second? The reason I asked him to come, Mr. President, with the hot temperatures, and we're getting calls daily from senior citizens concerning the heat and fans and air conditioning. I wanted someone from Hinds County Human Resource to come and tell us what can we do, what's the procedure, do they have fans available, do they have air conditioning available, especially for the elderly and the handicapped.
Okay, let's complete this motion first, and then we'll allow him to speak. Okay, all those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Will the clerk please read the order?
Resolved to appoint Pastor Ronald Moore to the Hinds County Human Resource Agency for District 1.
Okay. Now, if you would just state your name and...
John Leonardini, Vice President of Community Programs with the Hinds County Human Resource Agency.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. If it pleases the board, Supervisor Stokes invited me down to mention a little bit about with the heat coming on this summer, what type programs we have. And the primary one we would have would be LIHEAP. That's Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. And for those who qualify based on the 60% median household income for the state of Mississippi, we can help assist you with your light bill, your gas bill. And if you're a homeowner and you qualify there are mechanisms in place where we might can help you get an air conditioner or a hot water heater or a heating system if it's cool. We also have a program this summer called Beat the Heat that we'll be doing on July 27th in conjunction with Entergy. And at that event, we will hand out fans, and they're given to us from Entergy, so it's a limited number. I don't want to come out here and announce that everybody in Hinds County can get a fan, but for those, we specifically target the elderly and disabled. And usually they are clients who are either coming in over the next several days or have been in already, and they qualify for the fan. We're going to have an event where they come out and learn home energy assistance. Entergy will be handing out power strips to those who qualify, and then we have the fans. And we have a limited number of air conditioners that we really look for those who truly need it. The really hard emergency cases of an elderly or disabled person that qualifies. When we do encounter citizens who call in that are in need of a heat shelter, we recommend them to the City of Jackson's heat shelters. We might recommend them to come to a congregate meal site or somewhere where they can get out of the heat for the day. And those are our programs that we have. And we invite anyone to call our number 601-923-3950 and ask for an appointment. You don't want to call and ask for a fan or ask for an air conditioner. You want to call and ask for an appointment just to see if you qualify for our programs.
Now, Beat the Heat is July
27th. It's a Friday, and if that date changes for some reason, I will let you know, Supervisor.
All right. Thank you so much.
We just settled that the other day.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Layfield. Thank you for coming. I have one additional item on the agenda. We had a resignation from the Hinds County Mental Health Commission for District 1, Mr. Singleton, who has changed jobs and advised me that he will no longer be able to complete his task of working with the Mental Health Commission. So I'd like to make a recommendation on appointment of Mr. Porter Ross to that particular position. And so my motion is to appoint Mr. Porter Ross as to the Hinds County Mental Health.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. All those in favor of?
Yes.
Opposed to? Motion passes. Okay, thank you very much. That's all I have under my name. We'll now go to the Honorable Mr. Kenneth I. Stokes.
Thank you, Mr. President.